Hi, good morning to PUC first year students. Today let us study the chapter number 4, that is a presentation of data. In the presentation of data, already we have studied the meanings of presentation of data and various diagrams, single bar diagrams and multiple bar diagrams, components bar diagrams, and the project oriented questions, and today let us study. There are some questions are there. You have to give the meaning and definitions of that questions. There are NCERT questions. There are 4 questions, and another one is 5 marks questions, that is fill in the blanks, and to fill the gap to appropriate words or correct answers, fulfill these answers. First of all, we have to study the what do you mean by the textual presentation of data. What do you mean? That it is for 5 marks questions. There are 4 questions are there, and what do you mean by textual presentation of data? You give the meaning of textual presentation of data. The presentation of data in the form of the statement or described with textual form is called as the textual presentation of data. What do you mean? Presentation of data or textual presentation of data? The presentation of data in the form of statement or described with the textual form is called as the textual presentation of data. It is the definition or the meanings of the textual presentation of data. And second question is, what do you mean by frequency polygon? What do you mean by frequency polygon? A graph made by joining the middle top points of the columns of a frequency histogram is called as the frequency polygon. Once again, what do you mean by frequency polygon? Keep remember, what do you mean by frequency polygon? A graph made by joining the middle top points of the columns of a frequency histogram is called as the frequency polygon. Is called as the frequency polygon. And third question is, what is caption? What is caption? The caption is, it is a headings. Caption or the headings of 4 columns in the tabulation is called as the caption. Caption or the headings 4 columns in tabulation, it is called as the caption. In last question, that is, what is stubs? What do you mean by stubs? The stubs are also headings of row in tabulation. The stubs are headings for a row in tabulation. It is called as the stubs. These are the most important questions. Each carries 1 marks. Total it has 4 marks. And another one question will arise, that including 5 marks. These are the meanings and definitions of the what do you mean by textual presentation of data, and what do you mean frequency polygon, and what do you mean by caption, and what do you mean by stubs. These are very important questions in this chapter. So you have to keep remember and answer for these questions without forgetting the meanings and definitions of the presentation of data. And now let us study the remaining parts, that is fill in the blanks. This question carries 5 marks. Each question carries 1 marks. Total it has 5 marks. There are 4 questions are there. You have to fill the gap. You have to fill the blanks with appropriate answers, with correct answers. There are 4 questions are there. You have to fill the gap. The first question is, in tabular presentation, data is presented in dash. In tabular presentation, data is presented in row and columns. Row and columns. COLUMNS. In tabular presentation, data is presented in row and columns. In a tabular presentation, data is presented in row and columns. The second question is arithmetic line graph is also called time series. Once again, the second question is, arithmetic line graph is also called time series. Arithmetic line graph is also called time series. Question number 3, component bar diagram are also called the subdiagrams. Component bar diagram are also called subdiagrams. Component bar diagrams are also called subdiagrams. In the last question, body of the table contains dash. The answer is, body of the table contains actual data. Actual data. Actual data. Body of the table contains actual data. These are the 4 important fill in the blanks. If you fulfill these questions, you will get 4 marks, and these questions you fulfill and have 4 marks. So don't forget, these questions are very important to study. Once again I will repeat it. Careful about these questions. Answer the following questions. Carries word or in a sentence is carries 1 marks. Total it has 4 marks or 5 marks questions. First one is, what do you mean by textual presentation of data? The presentation of data in the form of statement or described with the textual form is called as a textual presentation of data. And second question is, what do you mean by frequency polygon? The graph made by joining the middle top points of the columns of the frequency polygon or frequency histogram is called as the frequency polygon. Question number 3, what is caption? Caption are the headings for the columns in tabulation. It is called as the caption. And number 4, what is stubs? The stubs are also headings for a row in tabulation. It is called as the stubs. And fill in the blanks. You will fill the blanks with appropriate answer. The first question is, in a tabular presentation, data is presented in the row and columns. Second, arithmetic line graph is also called as the time series. Arithmetic line graph is also called time series. Number 3, component bar diagram are also called the sub-diagrams. Number 4, body of the table contains actual data. These are very important questions you have to fulfill with appropriate answer. Don't forget and do hard study. If you do hard study, you will get more marks or out marks. I am really happy if you fulfill my answers, opinion. Don't forget it. If you fulfill my desire, I want to hope all of you have the out marks. Thank you, one and all.